Happy Friday, happy Q&A time. I've got questions today about carb cycling, whether or not it's something you should try, how to get your protein in if you really don't like to eat meat, and is it ever really necessary to work out twice in one day? First up, a question from Jen about carb cycling. If you're not familiar with carb cycling, this involves doing kind of a wave method with your carbohydrates. So you'd have low carb days and then high carb refeed days. This is a strategy often used by competitors in bodybuilding. In my opinion, for most people, if you're just trying to lean out, lose weight, look great, it's probably more work than you need to be doing, and you can probably achieve the same results just by having a good macronutrient balance throughout the day and eating within a normal calorie goal. So short answer is, unless you have very specific aesthetic goals and you're working with a good coach who truly understands how to properly carb cycle, it's probably a little bit more work and more stress than you need to be putting on yourself. Just focus on eating the right amount of carbs, getting good carbs before and after your workout, and staying within your calorie goals. Question 2, and this one comes up with a lot of my clients. You may be a vegetarian or a vegan, or maybe you just don't really like to eat meat. How can you get protein in your diet? So some protein sources that aren't meat: eggs, Greek yogurt, lentils, and quinoa are wonderful plant-based complete proteins, as is nutritional yeast. And you can get protein powders and some vegan plant-based protein powders as well. Usually that's a great way to supplement if you're vegan or vegetarian and you want to try to get some protein in. It's going to be harder and you're going to have to work at it a little bit more, but it is possible. You don't want to rely on things like nuts and seeds for protein. Although they do have protein, they have twice as much fat and they add up calorically really quickly. So while those are a good thing to include in your diet and can help you get some added proteins, you should think of nuts and seeds and peanut butter as a fat first and a protein second, and make sure you're first focusing on getting in those protein sources from eggs, from Greek yogurt. If you eat dairy, you can get some protein from dairy, but again, it's going to have a lot of fat with it. Look for good plant-based protein powders. If you're vegan, quinoa, nutritional yeast, and lentils are wonderful options. And finally, for those of you who've been following along with my competition prep diary series, you know that when I'm in competition prep, I am training twice a day. I will do a workout in the morning and another workout again in the afternoon or evening. And a client asked me when I would recommend that for a normal person. When I say normal person, it would be someone who's just looking to get in shape and lose weight, but is not training for a fitness competition. And I kind of laughed and I said, I don't know that I ever would, but that's not necessarily true. The only time I think that you need to do 2 workouts in one day is if your time does not allow you to do your full workout. Say you only had 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the evening. Split your workout into 2 and get 2 15-minute workouts in for a full half hour a day. That's wonderful. Sometimes I'll recommend clients do some kind of light cardiovascular activity like walking or a very light jog in the morning, and then if they're going to strength train, do that in the afternoon. And that's because A, time-wise, it can just add up to a lot of time. B, if you're doing cardio and strength training in the same day, you can fatigue yourself out for one or both of those activities. Usually your lifting will suffer because you're tired from doing your cardio. So if you have to do them both on the same day, usually if you can, I'll recommend splitting them into 2 workouts. But realistically, if you're just trying to lose weight and get in shape, you don't need to be working out twice a day, 6 or 7 days a week. If you're training for a fitness competition, that's a different story. It requires another level of fat loss altogether. But just focus on getting 3 to 4 days of exercise, whether or not that's 2 workouts in 2 days or 1 workout a day for 4 days, and I think you'll be great. Thank you guys, great questions. As always, keep them coming. Email me, Facebook, Instagram. Be sure to go to melanieashfitness.com, click on free gift and get that free fat loss plan. Download it so you can customize it to you and your goals, and it'll show you how to lose weight a healthy and maintainable way. Have a wonderful weekend.